I'm Mia Gradney with your news at 5. Leading things off at this hour, breaking news. Just moments ago, our region reached 7 days of COVID hospitalizations over 15%. So what does that mean exactly? Rollbacks coming to our area, and bars and clubs likely to close. Now hospital systems are bracing for the surge to get even worse. Marcelina Benito breaks down what they are going to do to handle it.
7 straight days of more than 15% COVID hospitalizations is not good. That triggers automatic rollbacks to reopening, but hospital officials worry 7 days could quickly turn into much more. At Houston Methodist, doctors don't expect the surge to crest for several more weeks. They already have a record-high 10 COVID units at the Med Center campus. To prepare for even more COVID patients, Methodist is turning more units to COVID units, relying on a corporate labor pool to assist clinical staff with the surge, changing surgery schedules, and prior PPE protocols are back in place to ensure they don't run out. Hospitals across the Houston region are seeing these same types of numbers, and they worry if people don't help them get this under control, hospital capacity could be at risk.
The emergency rooms are filled and filled and have people waiting to come into them with COVID. All of the urgent care facilities, all freestanding emergency rooms are filled just with the COVID population. So we really do need people's help right now to do things that are very responsible. We do need people as much as they can to kind of go back to a place where they kind of hunker down at home with their immediate family.
Experts say the vaccines are a great tool, but they won't do much to stop the surge underway right now. The best tools to help stop the spread are still masking up and social distance. Marcelino Benito, KHOU 11 News.
Now let's go ahead and review what this means for you. Bars and restaurants must halt reopening plans now that our region has surpassed COVID-19 hospitalization rates for what is allowed under Governor Abbott's executive order. Tonight, the COVID hospitalization rate for Trauma Service Area Q, which encompasses Houston, went above 15% for the 7th consecutive night. That triggers the immediate closure of all bars across 9 counties, and restaurants must also roll back their 75% capacity limit to 50%.
What we need to recognize is that without community action right now, that's going to flatten the curve, that's going to change the trajectory, we are going to find ourselves in a very difficult situation.
According to the Texas Alcohol Beverage Commission, 640 bars in Harris County have obtained restaurant permits since the start of the pandemic. Those that have been reclassified as restaurants can continue to operate at the reduced 50% capacity in areas where there's been a rollback due to COVID. And just moments ago, Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo, who you just saw, tweeted this in response to the rollback, saying the Harris County region officially crossed the state's hospitalization threshold, triggering COVID-19 reopening rollbacks. Honestly, this is just another milestone on the road to a catastrophe unless each of us acts. We can't rely on a small occupancy rollback. Do your part.